Good morning. Except it's not morning, it's the middle of the afternoon. So, of course, I would start the program with a good morning mistake because I've decided as of Wednesday that I'm done with the week. Just had one bad thing happen after another. I got a cold. I'm fighting through it. But all in all, I'm done. It's Wednesday. Christmas is this weekend. I'm done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. This is the 24th consecutive live stream. Have I learned anything? Well, I've learned that no one's on my live stream. That's one thing I've learned. I've learned that I'm a bad YouTuber based on one comment, which is fine. Yeah. So today's Wednesday. I have a bunch of stuff to go over. I don't know how it's going to work out with time. I don't know if I've got enough material. I'm having trouble hearing because I got this cold. I sound better. I'm probably not going to cough as much. Runny nose has kind of gone away, but of course it'll start during my stream. Problem now is I got this cough and it hurts my stomach when I cough because I've been coughing for the past, since Sunday. So, how are you? How are you? We're going to go through some things today. We're going to make some efforts to do some different things. We're going to watch some video. We're going to see if I can change out a screen so that you can see a PDF file. And you know what? And speaking of that, oh yeah, I got it. I just wanted to make sure I could do it. Wanted to start off with, I don't know, maybe a discussion about social media, specifically, the bigger ones. So Facebook, Twitter. I feel like YouTube is social media. Instagram. So I just want to tell you where I'm at on the Deerwood Realty social media situation. So I have a lady that does my social media for the most part. She doesn't understand Twitter. She understands Facebook very well. She would be really good at it if I gave her more money. But, I can only do what I can do. So I've taken over the Twitter account. And Instagram, I take pictures of houses. That's what I do. It's very picture based, and I get it. I have no problem with it. Facebook is kind of its own thing. It's now getting to the point where it's for old people, or maybe it's been that way for a while. Your 18-year-old kid isn't on Facebook, most likely, and if they are, it's just to look at pictures of the grandparents. I'm not going to talk about my children today. I don't know what else to say other than that. Just not going to do it. So anyway, so I'm on Twitter, and I think what I wanted to go over is I saw one time on Rekeita, he was talking about how, like, who is the guy that's on CNN that's the doctor? Is it Sanjay Gupta? He's supposed to have 1 million followers, and he was hawking a book, and he went on Rogan, and Rogan said, your network's just a bunch of lies, and he just sat there. And then when he got off of CNN, or when he got off of the podcast, he went on to CNN with his friends. I believe it was Cuomo at the time, who's since been fired. And he said that he'd been pressured and he was scared for his life and all this stuff. But he had 1 million Twitter followers. And out of that 1 million, he had this new book, and he'd get like 35 retweets or 35 comments when he announced this new book. And Rekeita's point was he'd rather have 5,000 loyal Twitter followers that would actually be engaging and real than the 1 million followers that Gupta had. And I believe that across all platforms. So can I pay to get more followers on my absolutely. But are they engaged? Do they want to be a part of my communities? No. And so I don't want to do it. To make me a bad person? I don't know. It's very odd. social proof is something that is into our brains. It's a hardwired type thing. If I see that 1,000 other people watch something or 1,000,000 other people watch something, then I want to watch it because they did. You say, well, no, I'm smarter than that. No, that's not true. Well, fine. This is what I believe from my experience. If you want to say it's something different, that's okay. But I found in Twitter that it's hard to get these followers that are engaged with your content because I would not say I'm a hard sell for real estate. Okay. I am more than a real estate agent. I'm more than a real estate broker. I'm a human being. We all are. Some of us like to put our opinions out there. Some of us like to talk about things online and other people don't. No problem with that. But on these platforms, it seems like, and it's not a criticism, but it seems like the more radical your positions are, the more followers you have, the better chance that you will have followers. The more radical your politics. I mean, if you're already on the right or if you're already on the left, you've got a whole, built-in audience right there because you can just throw bombs at the other side the whole time. But I don't feel like I have these radical takes that are a reason to follow me. I mean, I'm not happy with the federal government. I'm not happy with the state government, but I don't think that's a radical point of view. I'm not happy with senators. I'm not happy with the president. I'm not happy with the whole thing. I'm not happy with the FBI. I'm not happy with any of that stuff. But I don't know that makes me on the right or on the left. I'm not happy with big pharma, big meat. I mean, whatever you want to say, I'm not going along. It's just those aren't those weird views anymore. Like those aren't out there. Those are pretty mainstream. I mean, most people have a disgust for the federal government. I mean, look at the Congress, look at the congressional approval ratings. Look at the presidential approval ratings. And you say, well, everything's driven by polls. Polls aren't always right. Polls are rigged. Absolutely. And a lot of us are just sick of all of it. But what I mean is, our institutions are rotten. But that doesn't automatically put me on the right. It doesn't automatically put me on the left. And so I don't have this built-in audience. And I don't have the built-in audience on YouTube. Let me try to explain to you like this. I like to talk about lots of things outside of real estate and inside of real estate. Well, are you really waking up at 9 in the morning to see me talk about winter home staging tips when you're not selling your house? You're not buying a house. No, you're not. But guess what? I'm doing it. Why? Because I think it's funny. I think it's funny. There's something to, and I think it's escapism. I really don't want to be bothered by, certain things. Like today, I want to know the Google Trends from yesterday, but I don't know what they are. I still have to put it up on the thing. We're going to have to search together. There may be something up there that's controversial that I don't want to discuss. You say, well, why not? We want to know your controversial opinions. Well, sometimes I feel like it's not my fight. I don't know. You say, what do you care passionately about? I know this sounds crazy. I care passionately about customer service. What do you mean by that? Well, when we're doing a real estate deal, I want to work with the sellers and buyers and the best of my ability, and I want them to, they may not enjoy the process, okay? They may not enjoy the process, but they should be confident knowing that when they're working with me, they're working with a true professional, and that we're going to do the best we can. That's all there is to it. So, do I risk someone not using me because of my opinions? Yes. But I already don't have that many clients anyway. So I'm not gonna get too upset about it anymore. I mean, I'm just not. And with me, you're free to hold views that I don't approve of. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm here to sell you a house. And by sell, I mean we're going to go through the consultative process, and we're going to find something that works out. But anyway, we don't have a space on the left. We don't have a space on the right, and then we don't have a niche. Real estate is a niche. I'm sorry, I'm from the Midwest tonight. Sometimes I say things differently. It's a niche, but how you think you'd want it filled and who I am are two different people. And that came up today during something on Twitter I saw from the Broke Agent. Highly recommend you follow if you're on Twitter. And he put out that it was a funny tweet. It was about the Real Housewives, or not Real Housewives, the real selling Tampa came out. And agents have been talking about they wanted a more real version of being a real estate agent. Well, that ain't it. And you say, well, why would people lie about real estate? Doesn't make any sense, John. Why would they lie? Why don't they just explain it like it is? Well, I'm telling you, I'm trying to bring it to you like it is, and it ain't that interesting for people. There's not a big audience for it. Again, winter home staging tips isn't like having a beautiful 30-year-old woman. I say 30 because they don't have like an 18-year-old on there, but they have these 30-year-old women that are very, very attractive, and they're selling $1 million homes, or supposedly. That's going to make people interested because you're going to have characters. It's all big character driven. Whereas with me, it's like, this is my day. Things go badly. We're going to get into some of the things that have gone badly this week that have caused me to give up on the week on Wednesday. And I'm a very optimistic person. But I've been fighting this cold. I've had one deal that I didn't get that is absolutely, absolutely just painful. And then another deal that just fell through that's just also disappointing. So there has been no success. Think about this. I'm streaming to like 1 to 3 people. Okay. My podcasts are doing great, but my podcast video on YouTube are doing terrible. Okay. So it's like, well, why are you putting yourself through this failure? Well, nothing's ever been easy in my life. Nothing's been easy. It's to the point where I just kind of expect that it's going to be tough and it may not work out in the end. I don't know that makes me any different than the millions of other people out there. But that's the difference between me and selling Tampa. Okay? They're not looking for a bald, middle-aged white guy to be on their show. It's just not going to happen. So I get it. You say, well, you interjected race in that, John. Well, I did. No one wants to watch that right now. So I'm on YouTube. I'm on my own channel. If people do want to watch it, let's see my views versus the Netflix views. And I guarantee you there won't be as many. How's that? I said, well, can't change who you are, John. And that's exactly right. And I don't want to. And my whole career in real estate has been watching all these things that people say about how you do this and how you do that. And either doing them and just laughing at the results, which are always awful, or just knowing instinctively that that's a terrible idea and I'm not going to do it. Let me give you an example. I feel pretty good today. I'm feeling my oats. I'm watching this guy. Okay, first off, like I said, real estate's a game of failure. So we'll copycat if there's success somewhere. We're like the only organization that will pay for coaches to tell us to do the things we could do just by ourselves because they're giving us accountability. This one guy, well, there's like 5 big coaches, okay? And when you call them, you don't talk to them. And they charge like a fortune. You talk to one of their other people. Now, are those other people real estate agents in the past, or have they been? Probably not. What about the guy giving you all the advice? Well, he hasn't sold real estate in 30 years. But he's going to tell you how to do it. And only the real estate agents would be dumb enough to listen to this. But it fits a pattern. It's impossible to go through life and say, you know what? This is an expert and he doesn't know anything. Right? What if that were true? What if you went through your life, okay, and maybe your doctor wasn't right? Maybe he was wrong, or she. What if your political leaders they had no answer to a problem, but just threw something on the wall and you happen to believe it's true? What if the narrative in the newspaper that you read is totally made up? What if the story that the article is about is totally made up? This is where I find myself in 2021. Nothing is real. Our perception of what is real is everything. But anyway, you sit there and we'll listen to these people talk and tell us how to do our business. But we don't ever get to do the business. But you say, well, if you did those things, your business would go well. Well, let me tell you how I know some of these things aren't going to go well. Number one, we've gone over this. Record selling home sales in the history of keeping records in the United States. This is the record time, okay? Who's calling FSBOs right now, for sales by owner, as a real estate agent? Okay, but I'm watching this guy and he's like, we've got this plan. I get like 20 listings a month off of just this plan. Well, what's that plan? Well, you call the person that's got the house listed for sale by owner and you say, hey, I have an out-of-town buyer. So you're already lying. But that's okay because they're getting like 50 other calls from real estate agents. You've got an out-of-town buyer. Want to take some video of your property. Would you have a problem with that? The person says no. So when you go over there, instead of saying I have a buyer and showing up with no buyer, because that's kind of false. But you know what? Let's be honest. That's what people do. Now I do have buyers at times and I'll write letters and stuff, but I still don't get anywhere. I still try for my buyer. But anyway, you go take this video and then you show them how great the video is. And you say, you know what? You should list with me instead. I think we'll get this thing sold. Like, that's the answer. That's the answer. That's going to take my business from $0 to like $1 million. It's not true. It's not feasible. You know how you make it in real estate? You know a lot of people. How do you know a lot of people? That's up to you. If you're like me and not outgoing, if people might not understand your personality, your sarcasm, your humor, you're going to be in for a long haul. And I've been in for a long haul. And I'll tell you, things have been shitty I'm sorry. Anyway, they've been bad this week. Had a bad run. You say, well, that just means you're a bad agent. I had this discussion. What makes a good agent? What is the definition of a good agent? By whose measure? The client's? The client can say you're the best real estate agent ever. You may not be able to afford your breakfast. You may not be able to afford power for your house. And you may be the best agent ever. Conversely, you may be the worst agent ever. There may be thousands of reviews that say you're the Antichrist. But guess what? You got a lot of clients turning and burning them. And you're a multimillionaire. You tell other agents new to the game that they should join your team and they should just follow this script and everything's going to work out. They're going to make $100,000 a year and everything's going to be wonderful. Just lie and lie and lie and lie. And that's how you do it. That's the business. Now, do you want me to be a part of that? 44 years old. You want me to be a part of that? I don't want to be a part of that. So what do? I try to explain. This article is crazy. This is why. This article says this. Is that true? I don't think so. Maybe it is. Maybe parts of it are true. Yeah, there's a criticism out there that says that learned experience or lived experience isn't fact. Well, it's very strange. To me, it's a right argument on a left side thought. To me, my learned experience dominates my life. Why is that? I don't know, but it does. If I saw that the sky was red and you saw that the sky was blue and you told me that it's science that says the sky is blue, but I'm seeing red, I'm going to go with myself. If the expert says it's blue, but yet I'm looking right at it and it's red, I got to go with red. Okay? And that's how learned experience means everything to me. I know this sounds bad. I am a single human being. I'm living for myself. When I die, depending on what you believe, I'm dead or I live forever. But I'm not going to be here on this earth. And so therefore, I have to do what's in my best interest. Is that selfish? I don't care because it's me. And I only get one of me. Say, well, John, you're kind of fat. Look at your second chin. You know what? That's right. I am kind of fat. And I might die sometime because of my fatness. But that's a choice I made. Well, we shouldn't give you a hospital bed because you didn't work out so you were, all your life, and you didn't quit smoking, you didn't quit drinking and all that. I don't want to hear it. And so using lived experience, I'm in the real estate game. I've been in it since 7, 8. Before that, 2000, we flipped some houses in Detroit, Michigan. So maybe 2003, 2004, maybe even earlier. I've been doing this for a long time. I've failed a number of different ways, and you know what's so great is I'm going to continue to fail as I move forward. Is it distressing? No, not at this point. In fact, live streaming to no one has been somewhat of a revelation. The fact that I can get on every morning, every afternoon, whenever I want to, and talk with as large of an audience as that wants to listen to me is free. Now, can we talk about everything? No. Is that a bad thing? Maybe. The random being banned scares me, okay? Because I don't view anything as off topic. There's things I don't want to talk about because either I haven't formulated an opinion about them, or, I just don't see a winning path. But anyway, just wanted to say my point is, I do believe in learned experience. I do believe that it's odd to see people, the game of real estate, like the reality versus, what we pretend it to be. And let's go over that too. A couple things. What if we don't perpetuate the myth that we're all millionaires? What if I tell you that I've had the worst year ever, which I have in my career this year? Does that make you think less of me? John, how can you have the worst year ever when everyone else is doing great and there's all these real estate agents entering the market? Why are you doing worse than ever? Well, I have some thoughts, and you may say, well, there's some excuses. Well, okay. But what if we didn't tell people that there's millions of dollars you can make in real estate? What if we just told them the truth? Like, within 2 years, most of you won't be around. Do you think they're leaving because they're millionaires? So anyway, I just wanted to put it out there. I'm not speaking truth to power. I'm not always in disagreement with what I read. It's not my reality. It's not my truth. I think that's a very powerful concept. Now, if you want to go one step further, is everything a simulation? Have you ever heard that? I'm sorry, I have an itchy nose. It's this idea that we live in a simulation, that we have some sort of control over it. I don't know if it's true or not. Will you use me as a real estate agent if I tell you that it's true? Will you refuse to use me as a real estate agent if it's true? I don't know that. How am I going to fight something that I don't know if it's true or not? I have no idea. But anyway, as I go on, like I feel in my heart and my head that I'm to be here live streaming at this point in time. Can I say that, 2 years from now? I don't know. But it just seems so obvious to me that if you were looking for a real estate agent, why wouldn't you look him up on YouTube? That's one of the things I can't understand just before I even got on YouTube. So I used to do property videos, okay? By the way, I do the best property videos. you can do for listings on YouTube. Why? I pay good money for it, okay, out of the money that I should make if I sell the home. But why do I do it? Well, I do it because what are you paying me for? You're paying me to market this home at the best possible way. Me coming in with my iPhone and taking a picture on a ladder of a kitchen from the top down isn't professional, okay? You say, well, John, what difference does that make? Well, here's what the difference is. How many agents do you think do that? How many agents do you think? It's a great market right now. Why are we doing video? Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you for the spam comment. I don't know Cyrillic yet, but I'm going to learn it. I would throw you out, but why? You're my only friend right now. So thank you, spam comment fellow or woman. Anyway, why show people, why do videos for these houses when they sell in a week or they sell in a day? Well, it's because I want people to see what I do. I want them to know what I do. If I say I'm going to produce a video for your house, if I'm going to produce the best pictures I can under the best possible circumstances, and that's why you should choose me, then by golly, maybe you should check out and see if I'm telling the truth. Don't just take my word for it. Maybe go look. And when you get to my site, you'll see that the listings that I have are quite accurate. And what I say I do, I do. So I don't understand. Why more people don't look on YouTube. And here's another thing, Facebook or social media or any kind. What do you want out of an agent? I was on Reddit once, and the thought still scares me. They were talking about how they had chosen a real estate agent, and then they decided they didn't like the agent during the deal. Like they had an official offer on a house that was accepted, and they wanted to fire their real estate agent, but they were in the middle of the negotiations, and so they didn't fire their agent. But then when they looked on Facebook, the person had a Confederate flag hanging from their house. Now, I don't know. Oh, and then they wanted to report the people that had the Confederate flag to the real estate board, the agent, even though they had done a deal with them. It's like, you use these people. Why didn't you check this stuff out before? Why did it ever occur to you? For me, it's the same thing. Look, you want to know who John Shink is? Is he a good real estate broker? Is he a good real estate agent? Would you get along with him? Well, check my videos. I'm here almost every day. I've been here 24 consecutive days in a row. I mean, if that's not consistency, I don't know. I'm playing hurt today. Maybe you don't like me. That's okay. But if I'm against 3 other people and you see what I do every day and you see what I think and you see these things, maybe we don't have to play this game about me selling you anything. Maybe you just know, like, hey, I want that guy to be my agent, and we move on down the road. To me, it's a brilliant idea. Is it working? No. It's going horribly bad. I get spam comments in YouTube. I get 1 view. I'm not angry, but I got 200 impressions yesterday from my live stream. 200 impressions. Do you know how many people that is? Well, it's 199 because one of the impressions is going to be me. Can't build anything that way. People of St. Louis aren't going to say, hey, let's go with that guy. He's got 1 viewer. So it's a problem, but it's early in the process. I will continue to do this, and we will see what happens. But anyway, one thing I wanted to say about this is that I don't know if I trust the algorithm. Well, you shouldn't, John, because they rigged the algorithm. Well, thank you. But what I do like about the idea of the algorithm is that in theory, it will find things that unite my viewers, and it will bring those viewers to me. Now, has it worked in practice? No, I've got like 1 guy that watches my videos, and he's a nice fellow. He comments on them, and I enjoy watching them. I enjoy interacting. But I mean, it's not bringing over a flood. It's not bringing over thousands, hundreds of thousands. Maybe there's not hundreds of thousands of people interested in real estate. Well, I don't think that's true, because I have seen other real estate channels that are much more plain. By plain, I mean this idea that it's very highly scripted, very corporate, very boring and dull. And yet they'll have viewers, many more than mine, on their videos. I don't understand it. Say, John, you're not a compelling YouTuber. Well, are these other people compelling YouTubers? How did they get 500 views? How did they get 1,000 views? I don't know. Just be on the platform long enough? I don't know. But anyway, I'm a little suspect of the algorithm for one reason only. When I watch TV at night, now I watch YouTube probably 90% of the time. Not a day goes by when I'm not inundated with pro wrestling news videos. Now, I will confess to you that I have seen pro wrestling in my life. I followed it briefly, like twice in my life. But not, I mean, when I say briefly, like maybe a month. I don't know, there's something about it that I just don't care for. I mean, I don't care at all. Why am I being recommended these videos? Well, it says that other people that watch the same things I do would like to watch this too. Well, then Google's got me wrong, because I don't like pro wrestling. And I can hide the recommendations and stuff like that, but I'm just more fascinated by it than anything else. How many people out there would be my subscriber if not for the YouTube algorithm telling them that they like pro wrestling instead? That was a joke, and it was funny, and I delivered it straight like I needed to, so that it would be funny. So hopefully you're laughing on the restream. I want to go in here, and I got my list. I want to talk about something. This is my first real effort to do something different. So good luck if it works. Okay. Now I'm going to have to change this over. Go here. I go here. Go here. And I go to there. Okay. Now I'm going to show this to you. This was a mistake. Good. All right, well, forget it. Anyway, I'm coming over there now. When did you see this? This is the type of stuff I get most of the day. I either get phone calls that are spam, or I get spam in my inbox. This came straight to my inbox, and I just wanted to show it to you because it was troublesome. It says, so here's what I got in my email because I was on my phone. It says, you just sent a payment of $700 to Walmart from PayPal. I said, wait a minute, I didn't send any money to Walmart. What the hell's going on? And then it says I bought an iPhone 12 Pro for $699. But you know what? I didn't buy an iPhone 12, a blue one. I have an iPhone 13. Doesn't make any sense for me to, and I don't even know if Walmart sells phones, Apple iPhones. I don't know. So I was like, and then it says, oh, well, if you have not placed this order, call PayPal customer support at 858-834-3027. Well, I don't know that number. So what do? Well, I went on to PayPal's site, and they said, on the site itself, it doesn't have that phone number. So that's not good. That's not good at all. So then I looked at the email, and you can see the email. Look, Jerowax75@gmail.com sent it to me. Well, I'm pretty sure that if PayPal needed to get in touch with me, they wouldn't use the email Jerowax75@gmail.com. But I thought that was a very good scam effort. I applaud your effort, scammer. That was a good one. You almost got me. Oh, gosh. Here we go. There we go. All right. So, there, I did something that I don't normally do. Hope you enjoyed it. I actually showed you a screenshot of a PDF. Wanted to go over one of my disappointments of the week, which was an offer that I wrote. Let me just tell you how the whole deal went as much as I can without offending anyone, or if anyone's watching, it's part of the deal. I'm not going to give an address. I'm not going to say who the people are. And that's going to be as far as I go. I will do the location. Location was Lindbergh School Districts. Had a buyer that was looking at a house in the Lindbergh School District. We went to the house. It was being sold as is. We looked at it. Buyer kind of liked the house. I kind of liked the house. Called the agent. Is there any offers? No. Ran some comps. Very nice house in the same neighborhood within the last 6 months. 2-car garage. 1,300 square feet, 100 square foot bigger. Sold for $239,900. Multiple offers and over asking. These people came to the market at $249,900. Okay. Lindbergh School District, $249,900. If you can find the house that's for sale, great. So, what did we do? Well, we put in an offer where we thought the price would make more sense. First of all, we were worried it wasn't going to appraise. Second of all, we didn't have the cash even if it did appraise. So we needed to do something. So we wrote an offer that we could do. We could swing. Sent the offer over. Agent was very, very good on the other side, on the seller side. Really trying to make a deal. So we sent our offer. They sent over a counter. We accepted some of the terms of the counter. We sent over our updated counter. They sent back a counter that didn't have any of the things that we needed, unfortunately. We rejected the counter and we're out of the contract. We're able to go search for homes and go wherever. Agent, now, why did we reject the counter rather than sit on it until the expiration time? Well, we're trying to be thoughtful and helpful. If you tie up a property, the longer you tie it up, the worse it is for the property. So we wanted them to know that we were out. It wasn't a negotiating ploy. I had explained with great clarity that I needed closing costs to be paid because my buyer had no cash. In fact, we had to move the closing date out so that the buyer would have enough cash. Now, you may say, John, that's stupid. John, that's bad finance. Dave Ramsey wouldn't approve. Well, I don't care what Dave Ramsey would do. Dave Ramsey gets to go home and eat whatever he wants to. He's got plenty of food. He's got a great life. Some people don't have that life, okay? Some people are just scraping to get by. Does that make them a bad person? No. No. But you can't use Dave Ramsey finance when you're just trying to make it. And so I just wanted to put that out there because I always hear about how you have to do great financing. So anyway, we weren't able to do a deal. My buyer was excited. Then my buyer was sad. Now, let me go over some of the emotions from the buyer side and on the seller side so that you understand. First of all, the seller's livid whenever you make an offer that is less than asking. They've been conditioned to believe that every single offer should be over asking and that their house is the best. Now, this house was in a trust. It needed a lot of work. It wasn't the best house on the market. It was a house on the market. So you look at it and you say, okay, well, from their point of view, they're already giving you a concession. Yes. Yes, they are. And they should be upset about that. That's fine. From the buyer side, though, we're taking a risk because we don't know what we're getting into. The house was being sold as is. We have to get it permitted. We're already at the top of our price. Now, understand I've worked for the last 2 days on this deal, so I have a vested interest. Well, when it was over, by us signing the counter that says we reject this offer and the offer is dead, emotionally, it's got nothing to do with logic. Many things happened. One, my buyer was emotionally done with the property. They have moved on. So when the seller called back and said, hey, would you consider our offer? That's the exact same one that you guys put out, your counter. My buyer thought about it for less than 30 seconds and said no. Now, why would that happen? Why would on one day you would accept an offer for a specific price, be rejected, okay, and then come back and not accept the same offer? Well, there's a lot going on there. One, we were in a contract situation. Now we're not in a contract. I have to write a new contract if we come back to the property. There's something mental about writing contracts. It takes a toll. Number two, that buyer had to sit overnight, all night, and try and be happy that she was going to move into a house, and that was pulled out from underneath her. So emotionally done. Sellers don't have that problem. Sellers believe that there's going to be someone else always to come and buy that house. And hopefully there is. Hopefully someone else overpays by $15,000 and moves into that house. Okay? Hopefully. There's no ill will on the seller's part for me. No ill will on the agents. That agent put together a heck of a deal and made every effort to get the house sold. You know what? And let's go back to what's a great real estate agent? Well, you're never going to know if your real estate agent's responsive to the other side. Okay? The sellers don't know if she's a great agent. What if that lady would have hung up on me and never talked to me the entire time? How would I have gotten a deal done? Well, I didn't get the deal done. But she was not the impediment to getting the deal done. You say, yeah, she's an impediment. She let her sellers price something too high. This is America. You're allowed to price something however you want to. And you should be able to buy something however you want to. Regardless of these buyer's love letters that are supposedly racist, sexist, all the icks, all the ists. It's ridiculous. Just understand that when you're in a deal, that's different than when you're not in the deal, mentally. And once we were out of contract, everybody gave up. No momentum for the deal whatsoever. It's a risk you take when you go out of contract. When you say we are going to walk, and you walk, it's over. Would a different agent have gotten a better result than me? I don't think so. I don't think so. I can only work within a certain bounds. And that's the other thing. You don't know what to believe. You don't know what the agent's thinking on the other side. You don't know what the sellers are thinking on the other side. You're not a mind reader. But I'm telling you, when I tell somebody, hey, we got to have closing costs or I can't get this deal done, that's not me negotiating as much as it's just a fact. I mean, I'm stuck in this box and I'm trying to negotiate a decent offer for you. And why you can't do it is up to you. That's your problem. I'm sad. Would have liked to get that deal done. Did it hurt me? Yes. It was a kick right to the wallet. It was the second kick to the wallet this week. I lost out on probably a $10,000 commission on Monday. Actually, Saturday. And I lost out to this. This was a $7,000. Actually, it was more. It's going to be more than $10,000. And this was a $7,000 listing. I'm going to lose out on that commission. Am I happy about it? No. You do that every day. You do that every day. Have these significant kicks to the shins, and then have some pencil neck in Washington writing economic policy saying that real estate agents are paid too much. I'm living this daily. Some of this stuff is killing me. The stress levels are ridiculous. And you're going to sit there and some guy has got his nice little office, got his nice desk, getting paid by, every different interest group in the world, is going to go ahead and lecture me about how the business needs to be different. That's what I'm saying. There's this disconnect between what is real, what I'm seeing, and what other idiots that have no understanding of my business continue to write about my business. And yet, as I posed the question to the agent that posted the beautiful tweet about selling Tampa or selling whatever down in Florida, no one's watching my program. No one wants the reality of real estate in my deal. No one cares about my truth. Just wanted to put that out there. Is the buyer wrong? No. Is the seller wrong? No. You can not make a deal and it not be anybody's fault. They were uncomfortable going to a level that they should be at. Clearly, if they agreed with us, they'd have been at our level. So it didn't work out. But Christmas is coming. Okay? Christmas is Saturday. My closing for that deal would have been last week of January. Okay? There's a real possibility that I'm not going to have a check coming into my office until March of 2022. That's a long time. That's the other thing. So say you make this money. You have to hold on to it because you don't know when your next check is coming. You're permanently unemployed, basically. Very difficult on the psyche. Very difficult. Baby wants a new pair of shoes. Daddy can't afford them. Not great. Not great. Not a good Netflix show. Wanted to go over that too, just for one moment. Was on YouTube last night watching two fellas talking. One of them's like, I had a great year. The other guy's, I had a great year. Let me be the first to say I've had a terrible year. Absolutely awful. And you know what? It's kind of cumulative. Last year, did I have a good year? Yeah. But was it a great year? No. Year before that? No. Year before that? No. This idea that you somehow move up in life just by the sheer benefit of aging is hogwash. Hogwash. I have maintained or gone down in the vast majority of my years on this planet. Am I frustrated? Yes. Is that wrong? I don't think so. Might as well put it out there. I wanted to go over some things. Now, I'm going to try something new. It may not work. And if you get mad at me, spam the comments, spam the stream, because I don't care. But I'm trying to evolve. Now, I told you about, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago on Adam Carolla, there was a wonderful interview with Jay Leno. And if you ever get a chance to hear Jay Leno talk when he's not being a showman, you should listen because he's got insights that are fascinating. And I don't even like Jay Leno as the comedian, okay? But if you hear him talk, you'll just be blown away, okay? Such is the case with one Elon Musk. Now you say, John, you're trying to be like Elon Musk. No, I'm not trying to be like Elon Musk. You say, well, that's good because you're nowhere close to Elon Musk. No, I'm not. Do you listen to Elon Musk when he talks? I think you should. Well, he's been wrong on a number of things. I don't care. I'm wrong on a number of things. Let he who's without sin cast the first stone. But I want to go over this. He was on the Babylon Bee. Are you familiar with the Babylon Bee? Little right of center satire. It's like The Onion, except on the right. And The Onion's terrible now. I used to read The Onion all the time. Hilarious. I still use some things from The Onion, but you just don't know. Anyway, Elon Musk has a sense of humor. A lot of people don't these days. A lot of people don't. But I'm going to show you two clips. I'm going to try and show you two clips of Elon Musk. And if I get thrown off YouTube or copyright claimed, I'm sorry. But I want you to learn, and then I want you to go watch the episode when you get a chance, okay? So here we go. I'm going to do the first one. This is when he's talking about business, okay?
If there's a very compelling product or service, then that's the thing that is important, not the company. A company is just an assemblage of people to create a compelling product or service. And if a company does not provide great products and services, it should not exist. There's no point in a company for the sake of being a company. That's pointless.
Okay. So what did he say there? You've got to create value as a company. That has to be the reason why you exist. You have to have a compelling product or service. Does Deerwood Realty have a compelling product or service? Well, we sell real estate. We help buyers and sellers buy and sell real estate. Now, has that been done before? Yes. Are we innovative in any way? No. But is our service at a level that is worthy of being utilized in the marketplace? Absolutely. Absolutely. And why people can't figure that out is beyond me. Now, I'm going to go back. He said something else about humor. And that's the other part that I wanted to go over. So it's on at 14:14. Let me just go back. 14:14. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear it. I don't know. I just tried something new. Sometimes it doesn't work. But here we go. We're going to listen to this little clip here. I'm going to do that. I don't know if you saw the other clip, but if you didn't, I'm sorry. But here we go. Hopefully you heard it. Now here we go on humor.
So do we want a humorless society that is simply rife with condemnation and hate, basically?
Do we want a humorless society that's rife with condemnation and hate. No, we don't. And yet here we are in 2021. Can't laugh. I'm not going to do it. We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun on my podcast. We're going to have fun on the live stream. We're going to go through these things like how to prep your home for winter, and you're going to like it, and you're going to laugh because it's funny, or it's not. It's funny to me. You know what? We're not going to look at homes today. We're not going to look at homes. We're going to go straight to the winter home staging tips. Here we go. Because it's the winter time. Don't you want to know winter home staging tips that promote safety and sales? I mean, isn't that what you're typing in Google right now? Hey, John. Hey, Google. Either one. What are some winter home staging tips that promote safety and sales? I'd like to sell my house, John. What is the winter home staging tip? I don't know. Let's look. I've often wondered that. I will say this. One time, 2 years ago, I had an open house during a snowstorm. And I believe it was Valentine's Day weekend as well. So I was just really doing great work as a realtor. And so during the snowstorm, nobody came. And there was snow outside and I didn't have a shovel. So I did the only thing a real estate agent will do during an open house. I found a broom and I proceeded to sweep the snow off of the driveway and the sidewalk. Now, thank you also for your comment on the chat. Cyrillic person that's spamming me. Thank you. But anyway, I'm 44 years old. At the time, I guess I was 42. We can't just be out there sweeping snow. I mean, that could lead to death. So anyway, let's go over this article. From clearing a safe pathway to an entrance to making sure the home is comfortable. It's a comfortable temperature. You should keep safety in mind when hosting an open house. Take some time this weekend to study up on these winter home staging tips. So, I may have a degree from a university that means nothing. I may have 2 degrees. I might have 2 graduate degrees. I don't think it's going to take me all weekend to read 3 things that I should be doing and absorb them. But I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. So let's do number 1. Let the light in. Wintertime can be dreary and gray, so make sure to let natural light in during a showing. Now, I don't know who sits there and closes all the blinds during a showing. I don't think anybody does. But this article says, hey, probably shouldn't do that. Also, turn on any closet or basement lights where it's difficult for sunlight to reach, and turn off television screens, as those will just distract from the natural warmth inside the home. I ask you, who has a television on during an open house or a showing? Who has ever done that? Am I the only one that thinks that just never happens? Am I wrong? What if there's a baseball game? People live in St. Louis, they love baseball. Should I have the game on during an open house? No. Let them listen to it on their phone when they're walking through the house. Don't turn on the TV. Turn up the heat. Literal warmth is vital as well. If buyers walk into a home and it's even slightly chilly, it only gives them reason to leave quickly. Having an extra toasty home will give buyers reason to linger before heading back out into the cold, so make sure to turn the thermostat up a couple degrees. Now, I think that should be preceded with the word of caution. Let me tell you what I've dealt with in my career, and I've said it. Wait until you have the little old lady that has 4 cats in their house, and the cats pee all over the place, and now they've moved to a home, and now you're listing the house. The more you turn up that, I don't know what the word is. The more you turn up that thermostat in the winter, the heat, the stinkier it's going to be. There's a direct correlation. Therefore, I do not recommend you turn up the thermostat more than you normally would. Because you're going to have cat piss smell, and I mean that hopefully within the bounds of YouTube. I don't know if that's illegal, but I'm just saying, you're going to have that smell everywhere. It's going to be overpowering. It's going to make buyers' eyes water. Is that really something you want at an open house? You want to make people physically ill? I mean, don't have it at 20 degrees, but let's not just go crazy with turning it up in an old person's house. And nothing against old people. Please don't get me wrong. People are just like other people. Clear your walkways. What did I tell you? Well, Jon Snow, he clears the walkways. There's no more important home staging task than ensuring potential home buyers are safe. If it has recently snowed in your area, be sure your sellers shovel their driveway, or at the very least, clear a safe path to the entrance. Also, if there's ice on the ground, make sure that salt is put down. As an agent, keep in mind that ensuring the buyer's safety during showings is a legal liability. It's true. It's true. Aside from these tips, you should follow your regular protocol when having a client's home staged. If it's before the holidays and your sellers are looking to list their home, don't be afraid to embrace the holidays. But I was just told yesterday that I should not have too many holiday decorations for a showing. We read that together. At the end of the day, though, ensure a safe and welcoming environment for all potential home buyers. And let me just ask you this. When is there a time when you should not try to ensure a safe and welcoming environment for all potential buyers? When does that happen? When do you intentionally put out an unsafe environment for people to is that very good for the sellers? No. Is that good for the buyers? No, we don't do that. That's why it's ridiculous. Why are you even writing that? Who's even reading it? Well, I am. And a link to it is in the description below. Do you want to read about this? We don't have a lot of time. Let's do this. 3 bidding war strategies can help you buy a home in 2022. I've always wondered, as a real estate agent, how can I get a bidding war strategy? How can I get the house? Well, I could write a letter, what they call love. Oh, wait a minute. No, not in Oregon. That's illegal. Stupid. Okay, but let's see this. Look for homes a little under your budget so you can bid a little higher. Well, that makes sense. The general rule of thumb is to bid 1 to 3% over asking price. That's just what he decided. So if the house is listed at $350,000, you'd bid between $3,500 to $10,500 over. I don't know about that. Because then we're in another price zone. Maybe we buy a house in that price zone instead. I don't look for the homes a little under your budget so you can bid a little higher. Be super specific in your offer. Want to stand out as a serious buyer? Be thorough with your offers. Include all the terms and conditions as well as the professionals that you intend to work with. Mortgage, title, attorney, home inspector, etc. He also suggests including timelines and having those timelines be flexible to meet the seller's needs. The seller's agent will be able to communicate with the buyer's agent about whether the seller is looking for a fast close or needs a little more time in the home. Let me tell you something. If you start breaking out spreadsheets, timelines, etc. in St. Louis, and there's 40 other offers, they will not choose you because they automatically don't like you. You'd be better off writing a letter, a buyer love letter. Oh, wait a minute, you're not allowed to. It's frowned upon, which is dumb. You know what? Like I was telling you, sometimes the advice is good. Sometimes it's terrible. That's terrible. Last one, remove contingencies. Contingencies are clauses in real estate purchases that spell out the things that need to happen and the conditions that need to be met. So the contract can become a legally binding sale. I don't know about that. The contingencies that are most commonly waived are mortgage and property inspections. Yes. Should you? No. Will you lose out on deals because you didn't waive those? Yes. Should you be sad about it? No. Don't waive the property inspection. The mortgage one, if you have cash, okay. So Brittany Annis, who's a contributor, we don't have a biography for her. We don't know if she's a real estate agent. We don't know if she's some lady off the street. We don't know if she's a real person. But she's giving you 3 bidding strategies that can help you buy a home in 2022. So we thank her for that contribution. I will have that link below. Do not be super specific with your offer. That was terrible. You're going to have problems. 2 of 3 isn't bad, though. So did we really do a 24th? We did the 24th consecutive live stream. Did we really get through it just as a breeze? It's time flown today. It has for me. Probably not going to do another video today because, again, I'm feeling like death. I enjoyed our stream today. Let me get back to the frame that really... Now, if something didn't come through, like the video didn't play, or I get copyright striked or something, I'm sorry. I'll have to edit it. But I thought they were beneficial. I thought we were branching out in a new way. You know, on the PayPal thing, I mean, people assume all the time, they're like, how could you be so stupid to get spammed? Well, that was a very good spam letter. I wanted to go over one more thing, and I'll write it down. I'll write it down in the description so you know what it is. But I got a spam call for real estate today. I wanted to go over it. I wanted not for a warning, but just to tell you how things are going. So, got a call. It says, "Hi, I'm looking for Ethel." I answered the phone. Now, do I sound like an Ethel to you? I said, "There's no Ethel here." And then immediately, I'm sorry. That's the key. "I'm looking for the owner of XXX house. Do you happen to know where that is?" No, I'm sorry. Do you happen to know who that is? So I was calling for Ethel, and I'm looking for the owner of this house. And do you happen to know who that is at this address? No, it's not me. I'm sorry. Well, I'm looking to buy property in your area. Do you have any to sell? It was a scam the whole time. They were just a real estate agent looking to list a home. Literally calling all day long, paying somebody out of the Philippines to call. How does that work in the real world? I don't know. It wouldn't work for me. Again, I try to do marketing where, hey, come and see me. Come and be a part of my organization. Come and see how we can do it. Rather than me just go out there and blanket the airwaves with, this kind of garbage. But every time somebody agrees to this, every time somebody says, "Oh, I sold my house because some woman called me random out of the blue," that's on you, not on me. I'm tired. I feel terrible. This is one of my favorite shirts. It's still not helping. I'm going to go probably rest for the rest of the afternoon. Thank you for watching. If you're watching on the replay, thank you for taking the time. Hopefully you've learned something valuable about real estate, about the way I see the world. I don't know if you should care about either of those things, but anyway,